Welcome to all once again to this lecture series, Masterclass on Pharmacy Practice. I once again welcome you all in this series. Today we're going to have lecture number 7 and 6, in which we are going to discuss about the spontaneous recording of ADRs as well as community pharmacy organization and structure. So my acknowledgement, gratitude towards the management, director, principal, HODs, staff, and all the participants of this master class at ISF College of Pharmacy. My sincere regards. Today we're going to discuss about community pharmacy. It's a scope, definition, services, utilization, medication adherence, patient counseling, drug distribution, dispensing, etc. And we'll see community pharmacy is one of the main place where 3/4 of the population are visiting to the community pharmacy and taking the prescription dispensed. So medicines are the one thing which saves lives, and paramedical and medical staff, nursing, physician, laboratory staff, pharmacy staff, all are concerned with it. And particularly in the community, in the society, in the cohort group of peoples, community pharmacist is the one pharmacist who takes care of the peoples in terms of their health, in their over-the-counter medications, in patient education, and also telling about the storage of the medicines. So hence, it is a significant role of a community pharmacist to become a guardian of the public health and ensuring the safe and quality and efficacious use of medicine. So community pharmacy is generally a medical store or a shop, drugstore business management. The person who sells these medicines is called as pharmacist, who is a qualified. It means diploma degree, master degree, PharmD, PhD, etc. has been done by them and registered by the state pharmacy councils, and they are working in various capacity as per the pharmaceutical jurisprudence. Pharmacy Act 1948, which have 5 chapters, and the Pharmacy Practice Regulation 2015. As per the Pharmacy Act 1948, Clause 1 and Section 2, and their presence is legally required during the dispensing and selling of medicines. And according to Rule 65, Section 15 of Drugs and Cosmetics Rules 1940, the main responsibility is maintenance, compounding, counseling, dispensing, etc. Community pharmacists should have knowledge about medicines, pharmacotherapy, health promotion, good communication skills with the society, patients, healthcare providers, maintaining storage standards, services, and communication, and completes the dispensing cycle. It means the handling of prescription, reviewing of prescription, availability of medicine, rechecking the availability of medicine, compounding. Since nowadays most of the medicines are ready-made by the industry, and various registers has to be maintained, so legal record entry, patient directions, counseling. So functional areas, a community pharmacy will have area for incoming goods, so storeroom, reserve stock, office, counter, display window, amenities, toilets, telephone, intercom, flap door entry, refrigerator, racks, counseling area, waiting zone, parking, dispensing area, storage. As per Schedule N of Pharmaceutical Jurisprudence of Drugs and Cosmetics Act 1940 and Rules 1945, the inscription pharmacy should be written in front of the store. The space, layout, requirement, and the adherence of this pharmacy should be maintained throughout the process. The main flow purpose of this community pharmacy management is to understand that community pharmacy is one of the thing where over-the-counter medicines are being also prescribed by the pharmacist. The physician writes the prescription drugs, no doubt, and thereafter you are particularly taking this prescription to the place. But the main important thing is how you are dealing in public health in particular case of medicines. So medicines storage, medicines layout is also another important thing. Into it, the retail and the wholesale area is typically maintained where 150 square feet for the retail drugstore, and for the wholesale particularly you can see that 200 minimum square feet. So form number 19 and various others minimum requirements are the one of the key requirements considering the processing. So what happens when we go with the such kind of value? We are entering a pharmacy store. While entering a pharmacy store, we have a patient area, we have a particularly patient waiting zone, facility of drinking water, facility of particularly display, counseling range, and in various proportion you are dealing with the patient and telling literally that you are the one person who is going to take care of the patient. So racks, air conditioner, chairs, freezer, deep freezers, etc. are particularly at that place where you understand that it is maintained in a proper way and as per the guideline of the Pharmacy Council of India and State Pharmacy Council, drug inspectors, zonal licensing authorities, etc. Everyone's comes at a level, understand at a level that yes, particularly the medicines are being dispensed, stored, ordered, purchased in compliance to rules and regulations given by the laws concerns of pharmacy practice. A good layout and a poor layout has a definition and an integrity. Poor layout leads to losses, congestion, waste, and some mechanical damage like termite protection, pest control, etc. So temperature is one of the basic thing which governs in by law. And in this concentration, I would like to understand that community pharmacy is one of the thing where people comes directly before visiting to clinical area, clinics, hospitals, and various other multi-specialty horizons. So what happens when we come with the practice of certain amenities? So sufficient amount of convenient facilities must be there. A good layout is anti theft protection must be there, like CCTV camera and cashless counters and some patient information leaflets. So governing the part and regulations of as model pharmacy, and this model pharmacy typically led to positive outcome. So my concern is only to understand you guys that we are having the concern to understand that when we go to a particularly place and understand that our molecule, our area, our concern is to get the good pharmaceutical care services. So patient counseling zone in the shop, anti-theft protection racks for moisture, temperature sensitivity is one of the concern as well as photosensitivity. So the temperature, freezer, cooler for vaccines, ice line refrigerator with a power backup must be there. You go with various concerns of patient counseling. Patient counseling is the last point of dispensing cycle where you understand that this is one of the concern. So if this concerns occur, this concern is one of the concern which is understandably quite good enough. So The counseling, there are steps: opening the session, becoming sympathetic and empathetic with the patient, becoming vocal, asking the patient to particularly concentrate with the uh, few common questions like asking what is your name, where do you live, from which city you are. So this answers naturally somebody knows from by birth. So in that case, the patient becomes vocal with you, and at sympathetic and empathetic level, you have to set a tone to communicate. Then you deliver the counseling content with the help of counseling aids, also like patient information leaflet and other demonstrative techniques. And communication should be very regional, or should be very vernacular, or should be very easy. There should be some open-ended questions. Layman vocabulary should be used. Like I told, what is your name? Where do you live? It is the examples of open-ended questions. And in the last, closing the session, where you can tell about the revisit or the discharge summary, over-the-counter drug counseling, prescribing, diet counseling, mass counseling. Like during COVID, you might understand that your caller tune changed of Amitabh Bachchan, "Do gaj ki duri hai zaruri." So Pan India, that was done by Ministry of Health and Family Welfare to understand people's by governing this law. That is, it is very important. So this is very important for overall peoples, that yes, if they can understand that if randomly such kind of things happens, they can get a mass education. So patient counseling is directly reciprocal with the community pharmacist and hospital pharmacist. So hospital pharmacist is a pharmacist who works in a hospital at a floor stock and centralized system, whereas community pharmacist is a direct healthcare professional in the society, taking care of the health of the peoples via guiding them about various principles of the medicines, like having with food or after food or before food, or storing them at in adequate place in the home, or when to refill the medications, or a score line, a half tablet can be taken up likewise. So in a hospital, when we go, there are various medical specialties like neurology, ophthalmology, respiratory and chest, cardiology, nephrology, pulmonary, gynae, then dermatology, skin and BD, hematology, orthopedic system. So OPD, IPD, unit dose dispensing, sterile parenterals, drug administrations, chemotherapy, radioactive substances. There are a number of things at places the things happens. So at that concentration level, we need to understand that a typical hospital have a lot of people to take care of the patients, including paramedical, medical staff. But in case of a particular setup where the peoples are at a low level, in that case, we need to understand that we need to have the yes. So this is one of the action a pharmacist can do at a professional level, and this is we need to understand that if the process is not proper in the community pharmacy, the health hazard taking place. So there are various roles like family planning, STD counseling, toxic agent control, over-the-counter drugs, health promotion, patient counseling. This is a summary role, nutrition counseling. Now let's get to the real-time scenario in the life where a medicine is in particular in a zone where you have the drugs, you have the medicines, you have the patients in a real-time scenario. And you are actively participating in various national health programs like RNTCP, Rashtriya Bal Swasth Kalyan, and you are purchasing the medicines, inventory control, you are financing, you are budgeting, you are doing health screening services like diabetes risk screening programs, capillary blood glucose, obesity control program in the society. So the pharmacist should ensure the right time, right patient, right dose, right drug, right route with the correct use of drugs, polypharmacy, OTC counseling, drug store management, and drug-related programs. So routine task comes up as a pharmacist is to maintain the storekeeper and save medicines. So what are the typical daily day activities? The typical daily day activities is to monitor the storage condition, cleaning the cupboards, Dispatching area, swaps, scrub floors, removing garbage, cleaning bins, shelves, cupboards, and monitoring anti-theft protection CCTV, checking for the mechanical maintenance like store roof or leaks, especially during the rainy season or during after a storm, monitor product quality, visually inspect the commodities, check expiry dates, ensure that the products are stacked correctly, like the cartons below they are crushed. So this is a scenario as you can see on the screen. In this scenario, the floor cleaning is particularly done, and in the floor cleaning proportion, you can see that segment where floor cleaning portion is typically done, and this is done to understand you guys that this floor cleaning, if it is done properly, any kind of contamination or anything is not taken up. Then the routine portion, you can see the inventory, which is a cyclic inventory, particularly at your place. If it is understandable that into the storeroom or the stock room, you have put on the auxiliary level. So this kind of levels are particularly the requirement of the time where you can certainly check out that this labels, auxiliary levels particularly can help in the maintenance of the expiry. Then you can stop the patients for few minutes in counting when vacuum cleaning or cleaning is going on. Then you have to check for the shelves cleaning, cupboards, bin cleaning, etc. That should be very in alphabetical order. You should have a staircase or ladder if it is underground floor or upper first floor where you have stored the medications. It can be a steel rack or sunmica rack or wooden furniture. If it is a steel rack, corrosion resistant oil paint must be done. And the removal of garbages or biomedical waste should be as per the Central Pollution Control Guidelines. And BMW biomedical waste, where the regulated waste and the non-regulated waste should be put in particulars, where the white bags and biohazards, sharp needles, pharmaceutical wastes like IV bags, tubing, vials, etc. should be come up. So in foreign, such kind of the blister packs are there where they are discarded after the use. Then child lock is there also in the foreign. You can see this child lock is one clock and one anti-clockwise for the reason of this brain precursor. And some biomedical waste, biohazards are particularly used up, and this biomedical waste are particularly used up in correction. And in this correction, the biomedical waste disposables are used. So in the treatment method, insertion, so unused and expired medicine is a concern for the community pharmacist. So in 99% cases in India, we try to send it to the manufacturer in return. But there are treatment methods of such kind of biomedical waste, like medical waste, clinical waste, biohazard, regulated, unregulated healthcare. And this is a fact file. A lot of tons of garbage comes outside with hazardous, 15%, 85% non-hazardous, 16 billion injections per year, 2 million needles per day, around 8 lakhs needle sticks per year as per the news. So next proportion comes up of a community pharmacist is storage. So safe medication storage. In storage, particularly manufacturing guidelines, labeling, handling and administration, expired, damaged and contaminated medications, controlled substances, security inspections are the parts. So the classification is like you have a fridge. In the fridge, the upper portion is called as freezer, the lower portion is called as cooler. So freezer is minus 25 to minus 10. Cold is not exceeding 8 degree. So I would say that 2 to 8 is a cold place. Where cool is 8 to 15, controlled is 20 to 25, which is a concentrated level proportion generalized with the control room temperature, a temperature between 20 to 25 that results in mean kinetic temperature calculated not to be more than 25 degree, and that allows between 15 to 30. So control room temperature. Storage conditions, as I told you, above room temperature 25 to 30, warm temperature 30 to 40, excessive heat above 40, controlled room temperature 15 to 30, freezer minus 20 to minus 10, extreme heat is 40, and dry places around 40% average daily relative humidity. Several vaccines, biological insulins are light temperature sensitivity. So as per the relative humidity and the temperature, it comes under the Asia zone, and into the Asia minus 80, minus 22 to 8, 15 to 25 relative humidity, 25, 60% relative humidity. So in India, every kind of weather we can witness in a year. Okay. So as per the guidelines of this, we have to concentrated level, we have to see. Then certainly certain kind of cupboards are being used worldwide in the pharmacy cabinets where the medicines are stored, and these are the some cupboards which are used for the inventory control of tube-in methods. So these tube-in methods are widely used. Then certainly in abroad you will find such kind of compact system also to medicine uh, storage into emergency counter or stock room. So certainly the medicines are stocked in particular, and reprographic facilities, waste facilities, bin facilities are being put it, and likewise the medicines are put it to understand where the things have been placed. This is a typical scenario seen in India where you can see the pay scanner is put it, a temple, a refrigerator, a log, a kind of communication segment, medicines, light, and all things will be there. And as you can see, this is a refrigerator. In the refrigerator, typically you can see that upper portion is freezer, the lower one is the cooler. Thermolabile substances, vaccines are put it into the freezer and lower. Then vaccines can also be put it into the cold boxes. Then vaccine carriers, as you know that vaccines carriers, you have seen this in the Serum Institute of India first track when they prepared this Covishield vaccines. So these trucks are insulated from inside, and then Indian government has 4 depots. So manufacturers prepares first of all, then the medicines as vaccines go to the national storage facilities. From that, by road, by air, every mean it's go to the PSC, CSCs, regional hospitals, and health centers and vaccination outreach centers. So our district immunization officer and CPOs works. Then the medicines would be worked in a store room, stock rotation, cyclic inventory, first in, first out, expiry levels you must put as a community pharmacist into your store. So the auxiliary levels are the requirement of the time. While receiving any health commodities after the order, any latex product or any kind of product which is certainly, if I would like to say that it is a temperature sensitive product, this product particularly taken up with a light mode. Then flammables like danger, or that should be stored in a way where you understand that this should not be mentioned at a level. So some flammables. Then cyclic physical entry must be maintained by the pharmacist to check out the expiry of the products. Then the physical damage, it should not height should not be more than 2.5 meter. So physical damage may have. Then the fragile particularly substances. Then the uses of this fire extinguisher. So fire extinguisher is particularly used into the community pharmacy as a safety precaution, and this fire extinguishers are used particularly to pull the pin at the top of the extinguisher, aim the nozzle toward the base of the fire, squeeze the handle to discharge the extinguisher, stand approximately 2.5 meter 8 feet away, sweep the nozzle back and forth at the, if any fire hazard or emergency is there in case of this. So this is very important. Air circulation. In air circulation, this is very important to understand that key air circulation is required, and in air circulation, such kind of standing fan where we go. So the air circulation is very important in the cross kind of level. So cross air ventilation. Then the sunlight is also one of the thing, and in sunlight photosensitivity comes up. So if the photosensitivity is not done, the precipitations, so that's why the medicines are being stored in amber colored bottles, but there should be no direct connect with the UV rays, sunlight. It may leads particularly to the problems. Then temperature monitoring, TPN is also another aspect. Into this monitoring, we need to see that temperature of cold storage and maintenance of the thermolabile substances, vaccines. Then refrigerators and freezers, ice-lined refrigerators, deep freezers, particularly containing antigens. And in the government of India, National Health Mission, NHRM, etc., at every place, this is put it with the power backup facilities. Then the anti-theft protection, CCTV camera should be there in a shop to understand that if any theft or any antisocial persons comes up try with the intention of stealing something, can be videographed. Medical store furniture and community pharmacy must be proportionating with the liquid at the downside or middle side, semi-solid at the lower level, and the hard level at the up. A pharmacy particularly should have this display box, and at the display box your inscription, your license, your qualification certificate must be left, renewal date, and the proprietor, etc. details. Your GST number should be displayed, Gumasta Act and the municipal corporation permission. And if it is the shop, community pharmacy is on rent, particularly a rent agreement should be there if it is onto your name. That so before opening the shop, the zonal licensing authority and drug inspectors comes and check the furniture only and the invoice of AC and refrigerators. Another prospects comes up is the files and record maintenance at the medical store, where the stock register, expiry register, dispensing register, narcotic register, LASA register, N1, H1 register, medical abortion register, folders, Xerox prescription file for narcotics and psychotropic substances, medical records, etc. are particularly checked in order to maintain the sufficiency and efficiency. So files and record maintenance at medical stores is very important, and this record maintenance yield a good practice of inventory as well. Then material handling equipments from particularly coming with the go down or stock back to the your shops. So security must be there into it, and pallets, like wooden pallets should be put it up, and at the pallets you can store the cartons and the medicines. Narcotics and psychotropics substances can be stored likewise, having the double lock entry with seal. And the height, as I told, of this pallets putting container should not be 2.5 meter or more than. And then you can put this one, and probable you can see the products can also read. So air conditioners are used particularly in case of store facilities, and secure storage for controlled drugs. Again, next things which come is protection or protecting damaging and contamination, like physical damage. We have to avoid the crushing product stored in bulk, stacked in not more than 8 feet, heavier and fragile items, small stock, not injure staff's infrastructure, water supply for cleaning materials like chlorine bleaching should be done regularly. Chlorine bleaching once a month. Then specifically, you should not store in your storeroom the curtains in such a manner. Protection fire, as I told, services from fire extinguishers at least on 12 months. Place smoke detectors strictly prohibit smoking in the store, conduct fire drills for personnel every 6 months, clearly mark emergency exit, display fire precaution signs in appropriate places, use sand to extinguish fires where there are no fire extinguishers, place a bucket of sand near door. Then protecting against pest, preventing in storage facility, designing, modifying the storeroom to facilitate cleaning, prevent moisture, maintaining clean environment. Do not store or leave food in the store. Keep dry as much as possible. Paint or polish wood whensoever needed. Use pallets and shelving and prevent pests from entering facility. Use non-toxic desiccating agents. Protecting against pests, regularly inspect and clean the outside. Check for still and stagnant pool of water. Treat wood frame water sealant as needed. Use mercury vapor lighting. So certainly, if these things happens, you might find at the night time the rats, the mice, they might be partying into the pharmacy store. This would not happen. And again, you can use some softwares for the inventory controls. Like Marg software is used in India for the inventory, then Trend Link packages, B11 software, M Supply for inventory, Tele 7.2, OK Pharma. Then store keeping, stock management, where the storekeeping is handling of item or materials received into, held and issued from store, receiving items, materials, including inspection of them. And when you receive health commodities, ensure there is sufficient storage space. Prepare and clean the area used for receiving, storing the products. Inspect packages for damaged and expired products. If products are damaged or expired, separate the damaged or expired stock from the usable stock. If damage or expiry is discovered while the delivery truck is still at your site, refuse to accept the product and note the problems on delivery note. If damage or expiry is discovered after the delivery truck has departed, you need to inform these peoples. If products are not damaged or expired, then you have to do the recording, counting, ensuring the expiry of the product is not there. Any first in, first out things should be done. Then the next things comes up is held in strong various stocks. Then store issuing, temperature resistance, arranging commodities. Use wooden pallets at least 10 centimeter off the floor, at least 30 centimeter away from the wall, no more than 2.5 meter, 8 feet high general rule. For all storage, follow the manufacturer and shipper's direction when stacking and follow labels for the storage condition. Always store all commodities in a manner that facilitates FIFO policy for stock management, alphabetical FIFO therapeutic classes, doses form, etc. Arrange cartons so arrow point up identification labels, expiry date, manufacturing dates are visible. Place liquid product in lower shelves or bottom of stack. Store products that require cold storage in appropriate temperature control zone like sera, thermolabile substances, vaccines, etc., vitamins. Store high sensitivity or high value product in appropriate security zone. Separate out the unused and expired products. Stock control, clerical, administrative function. There are various techniques of inventory controls like buffer stock, lead time, first in, first out, first expire, first out. Then particularly ABC analysis, always better controlled, vital, essential, desirable, economic order, quantity, high moving, medium moving, low moving, fast moving, slow moving, non-moving. There are 10 to 12 methods of inventory control and stock movement. Clearing. So maintain the record, moments, stock level, orders, purchase orders, pricing, valuing, staking in the racks. This should be maintained. Any kind of losses should be adjusted. So you should have an updated record of your files, indent filed, requestation issue vouchers, IV forms, certified received vouchers, stock cards, bin cards, inventory cards, stock books, daily registers. Then you should have a transactional records, receipts, packaging slips, receiving reports, commodity returns, agents requests, requestations, store management in concern with ensuring that all the activities involved in storekeeping, stock control are carried out sufficiently. So the pharmacist, two different aspects, technical and human. In technical, scientific, and humanitarian concern. So the routine daily, we have to check out the store conditions, cleaning shelves, beans, cupboards, to protect from direct sunlight, monitoring security features, safety features, and quality. Emergency orders, stock, monthly physical inventory, check out power backup facilities such as generators are working properly or not. Check for any signs of rodents, insects, roof leaks. Inspect the storage structure for every 3 months. Conduct cyclic inventory or cycle count. Update stock, and then task according to reorder level after 3 months. After 6 months, fire drills, review fire safety procedures, inspect trees near the medical store, and cut down or trim any trees with weak branches. Every 12 months, service fire extinguisher and smoke detectors. Conduct complete physical inventory, update stock keeping records, reassess maximum or minimum stock level adjustment if needed. So the service provided by the store department is also very essential. Warehouse, or if you have a community store, wholesale store. So essential medicines should be properly stored. Protecting damaging and contamination, protection of fire, protecting against pest, controlling temperature, protecting against thefts. Proper storage of medicines for all storage. Follow the manufacturer shipper's directions when stacking and follow labels. Always store all commodities in a manner that facilitates FIFO policy for stock management. Alphabetical. Arrange cartons so point up and identifications labels to expiry date, manufacturing dates are visible. Proper storage of medicines. Place liquid products in lower shelves or on the bottom of stock. Store products that required cold storage in appropriate temperature control zone like vaccine syrup, etc. Controlling temperature with the circulation, packaging, ventilation, cross ventilation, no direct sunlight, and particularly power backup is one of the most important thing. Air conditioner maintained at room temperature 25. Sunlight, some property of sunlight UV, particularly having the property to make damage to the rubber latex products as well as the semi-solid preparations, suspensions, and extra films. Then protection against thefts during transport, counterfeiting may take, some antisocial elements may take. At stores, only authenticated persons should enter, so the rights of the admission should be reserved. In health centers, DIO and the pharmacist authorized persons should enter, check the inventory cards, and receiving supplies. If shortage or damage is found, record it and informed in accordance with the following points to the 7 days. So issue voucher, purchasing, sending designation, receiving voucher from the vendor, and delivery of the product is also one of the important aspect. And then the inspection register should be maintained in the pharmacy by the community pharmacist. Inspection register is like the history of the inspection and the legality of the shop. In a medical store, particularly coming with the journal licensing authority and drug inspector may come anytime to check up the things. So the legal record maintenance are the proper thing. The golden 11 rules for warehouse management: FIFO, that is first in, first out, first expire, first out, and security, then proper storage, then documentation, then filling forms, plan, record everything, and safely store, cleaning, maintenance, disposable techniques, email communication, person communication, and everything. Material handling equipment, shelves, cupboards, tables in the packaging area, pallets, full fit, this all the things has to be maintained. So this was about lecture number 7, community pharmacy management. Now lecture number 6 particularly, which is spontaneous reporting. So I will take not more than 5 to 10 minutes in this spontaneous reporting. Particularly, we need to see that okay, so there are 2 questions by the B.Pharm on the YouTube that, sir, how pharmacists ethically counsel patients who refuse life-saving medicines due to religious or personal beliefs. So, B.Pharm, I want to tell you there is a condition in the medical which is called as LAMA, left against medical advice. So if the peoples are not able to take the treatment, we cannot force them to take the treatment. We can counsel them, and if patients is not taking that medicines, we need to particularly ask to their patient assistant, patient relative, or their home peoples to understand the efficiency of the medicine. One another question is asked by the same Bikram Bini. In rural or related population where patients cannot understand medical terms, what innovative strategy can a pharmacist adopt to ensure effective patient counseling without compromising accuracy? So let me tell you, Bikram Bini, in the rural or illiterate populations, we need to understand that in vernacular language, or particularly, we need to see that uh, we have to talk in the language the patient understand. That is the foremost requirement of the patient counseling. So medication adherence symbols, pictograms. So while doing the patient counseling of an illiterate or uneducated patient, you should prepare a patient information leaflet. You should use the pictograms. You should use syllables, less number of words, and tell to patients via sticker or via the sign technique what is the significance of taking medications in front of some one person, like in tuberculosis dots. So what happens, not everybody is having that much amount of curiosity to take medications. So this is the way to deal with the peoples. Next question by Bikram Bini again is, sir, how do we see the future scope of this topic in India about PVPI? So I'm telling you, Pharmacovigilance Program of India is running as per the guidance of Uppsala Monitoring Center, Sweden. So since last 15 years, 2010, it was started in the leadership of Health Minister Amboni Ramdas in 2004. But later on, 2010 again started in the leadership of Ghulam Nabi Azad, Health Minister of that time. And since that time, in 15 years, we have around 1,000 ADR monitoring centers in India, and there are 195 nations in the world. India is among the top 10 contributing adverse drug reactions uh, uh, countries contributing in this patient safety and international patient safety goals. So today only I received for the month of August 2025. I am having also one of the ADR monitoring center at ISF College of Pharmacy allotted by PVPI, Pharmacovigilance Program of India. We reported 100 ICSRs last month, and that is true. I will share in the WhatsApp group. So what happens via medicine? There is a rule. One rule is respect all and suspect all. With the army rule, it works. So there is one good action of a medicine and 8 drug related problems. So in one is good action for the therapeutic efficacy. The rest of the 8 actions or the negative actions of the molecule is adverse drug reaction, drug drug interaction, drug food interaction, polypharmacy, side effect, adverse effect, missed dose, etc. So in particularly, PVPI has played a major role in detecting 12 signals detection, 155 package inserts, and many more publications stakeholder awareness have done time to time. So that is one of the significance role played by PVPI in pharmacovigilance. Now I am coming on to the next topic, methods for detecting adverse drug reactions. So we have electronic health records, spontaneous case reporting, cohort event reporting, where people do not report more. For that, particularly electronic health records, record linkage studies, cohort event monitoring. So cohort means people's where they are not observing or not having, like let us take one example of ranitidine. Ranitidine 2019 it was banned for a couple of months due to the presence of NDMA, a cancer causing agent. Now in 2025 it is banned from National Essential Drug List as well as WHO Model Drug List because that NDMA is serious concern. So sometimes we ignore medicine, sometimes it is withdrawn from the market. Take another example of Avendia, which is a thiazolidine group. So rosiglitazone is that molecule. So now it is banned at several parts of the country as well as abroad. So case control studies where we can understand, we can do the algorithmic causality assessment by WHO assessment scale, Karch and Lasanga scales, etc. Then reporting and management of adverse drug reactions, particularly you need to understand that the causality assessment is done in that manner only. The more potent the drug, the higher is the risk of toxicity. So the use of combinational FDC product is also another level. We need to understand the types of reactions, either anaphylactic or allergic or augmented, bizarre, chronic use, delay, failure of treatment, end of life medication. So certainly we need to go with the combinational FDCs. We need to understand the patient socio-demographic status, patient history, social history, family history, past medication history, and particularly adverse drug reactions, drug profile records, literature review, drug level studies, therapeutic decision making. So this all are the certain methods which we can particularly look after to have the spontaneous reporting. So ladies and gentlemen, this is all for today. If you have any questions, you can write in the chat box. Otherwise, I'm more happy if you can mail me, you can WhatsApp me on the number given on the screen. I will be giving you the answers related to this particularly segmented lecture on community pharmacy management, as well as one lecture on spontaneous reporting, monitoring of adverse drug reaction. And I hope you enjoy this sessions. And tomorrow we'll come with the lecture number 8 and 9. So stay continued. Thank you all.